Hey everyone, welcome back to the GRE How-To series where we make studying for the GRE a lot more tolerable. Today we're going to talk about strategies to get through the GRE verbal section. Stay tuned. Hi! I hope you're doing well on this wonderful Tuesday or whatever day you are watching. And welcome to new subscribers. I get so excited every time I get a new subscriber notification. So I want to welcome you to the fam, welcome you to the journey. Don't mind me as I just kind of spin. This is a wonderful community that you're joining, and I hope that you stay engaged in it and comment and give people tips and all of the above, because we are all taking this test for something bigger than ourselves, and I really, really love fostering that energy. So welcome. So, test day. You know, this is a wonderful day, and even though you may not be taking the test right now or right this second, this is a strategy that you can start practicing on your practice tests. So, practice makes perfect, or preparation or prepared. Practice is important, right? If you're like me, you're just used to kind of taking a test and going to question 1 and then going to question 2 and then going to question, you get the point. But the magic of the GRE format is that you can skip ahead and go back. This is such a gift that I think makes a big difference when it comes to standardized tests. I have taken the GMAT several times, and if you've watched my videos, you know how many times. Let's say it again. 5.5 times. And I just can't get over how much of a relief it was that there wasn't as much pressure to get the question right, because you had no other chance in the future. So this is a feature that we want to take full advantage of, and I'm going to show you how. So if you've guessed by now, we aren't going to take a completely linear approach to the verbal section. What worked for me really well is knowing where I take the most time, and then also matching it up with the high value questions for the test. So what do I mean by that? Well, when I did my practice test and I looked over and did my analysis, I knew, okay, reading comprehension, those kinds of questions take the most time for me. But when you look at the verbal section, there's a certain kind of weight to questions. Think about it. When you do a text completion, whether it's a 1 word, 2 words, three words that you had to fill, you have to spend a different amount of time for each one, but each one of those is worth 1 point. Now, when you're thinking about the short passages and the long passages of reading comprehension, those take even more time, but you get 2, 3, multiple questions out of that time spent. So when you think about it, your time is well spent on the reading comprehension kinds of questions, and you want to make sure you have enough time for those so that you can knock those out of the park. That means for me, when I was taking the test, if it was like a 1 blank text completion or 2 blank, I did them, I got them out of the way. Once I got to the 3 blank ones, automatic skip. That's because it's going to take a little bit of time to try to figure out what the context is and what we're trying to accomplish. And at the end of the day, it is only 1 question, and I need to get to the big guys, So I would skip it, mark it to save it for later, and then I would go and spend my time on the long passages and the short passages. I love this tip. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend you practice it, because here's the thing. You want to make sure you go back to all the questions that you skipped, because leaving those blank is not good for your score. So you want to still practice your timing, because once it gets to about 2 minutes or something like that, and you have X amount of questions left, you want to make sure that you are not leaving any of those questions blank. So to recap, when you're going through the verbal section, do the 1s and 2 blanks, but skip the 3 blank text completions. That's something that takes a lot of time. You're going to go back to it, but you want to save the time for the big value questions. Now, for you, if you find that you are faster at another type than what I am, then adjust your strategy as so, right? Use your analysis on the practice to figure out where you stand and how you're going to adjust these bits and tips for your well-being on this test. That's all I have for now. Thanks for sending in those questions and thanks for subscribing. If you haven't yet, now is a good time because it is test taking season, people, and we are, we're on fire.